What's up, guys? Ashley here. Okay, I just had to take a moment and say we loved going live with you guys on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and we really want to do it again. I just feel like we got to really connect with you guys and answer questions in real time, which was so much fun. But instead of doing Instagram this time, we're going to do TikTok. So follow us on TikTok at Unsolicited Advice Podcast and join our live this coming Monday, July 1st at 6 p.m. We'll go live and we'll answer your questions then. See you there.
Hey, Ash.
Hey, Taryne.
Let's do intuition.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Let's do a number.
Okay.
1 through 20.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. I fed it to you.
Wow.
I fed it to you. Okay, color.
Okay.
It has to be primary, like not primary,
Yes.
but like the rainbow.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yellow.
Green.
Damn
Damn it. You went with what you thought
Yeah. It's fine.
Let's do an animal.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Panda.
Dog.
Damn it.
Panda?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was just like, yeah, sure.
She's like, Komodo dragon.
I don't know about you guys, but my summer is booked. And wherever the sunny days are taking you, a pair of sunglasses should always be within reach. With Pair Eyewear, you can switch from prescription frames to sunglasses for UV protection and polarization in just a snap. Also, this summer, get your kid at heart free with their new Mickey and Friends collection. From playful patterns to subtle nods, it features iconic characters like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and more. Guys, the new Mickey and Friends collection is absolutely adorable. I highly suggest you just browse through the options. There are so many cute pairs available. And can we just take a moment to talk about how convenient their sun tops are? Why would I want to pair 2 pairs of glasses when I can have them both in one? Sun tops are so easy. I keep them in the front of my bag at all times just in case I need them. And they always take my outfit to the next level. So step into summer sunshine with a snap. Sun top frames start at just $30. Celebrate friendship and adventure this summer with Pair Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com and use code ADVICE, ADVICE, for 15% off your first pair. And mention that Unsolicited Advice sent you in your post-checkout survey to support Taryne and I. That's PAIR eyewear.com, code ADVICE. Hello, everyone.
Let's just stop. 2 out of 3 is like.
Yeah, I feel like we were.
Actually, it was 1 out of 3. I don't know why.
The first one, because it just got worse after that.
Oh, God.
Welcome back to Unsolicited Advice. I'm Ashley. That's Taryne. And we're in our new studio.
We are.
And we're just vibing and thriving these days. And we're just having so much fun. And we're excited to be back with another episode.
Yes.
Quick reminder, we're killing it on socials lately.
Yeah, we are.
So follow us there. Mm-hmm. Another reminder, we have a premium subscription service where you can get more, believe it or not, more of Taryne and I. So if you want a more intimate audience and the ability to ask us AMAs and the ability to listen to us on Mondays and Thursdays, then you should subscribe. It's cheaper than your everyday latte.
It definitely is. Let me tell you.
And worth it. And we do scary stories, which I know a lot of you guys love the scary stories.
Yeah.
So,
I think we're due for
lots of pros, lots of excellent reasons to subscribe.
Yeah.
Ad free, discounts on merch.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I just really wanted to.
I know better than to interrupt your spiels.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where I can't think about it.
Yeah.
I just go.
Yeah.
And if something interrupts me, I can't get back to where I was.
And then if I start talking and I'm like, it's better for me for you to be good because I am
Taryne's really good at bouncing back, going with the flow.
I'm a ping ponger and I'm a feeder. I feed off of others.
Yeah.
So if I'm
You're very off
talking and Ash is not there, I'm affected by that. So it's better for me to just make sure you're not phased.
Oh, yeah. I totally.
You got it?
Yes.
You got it?
Correct. I've been trying to get better at doing those spiels at the top so that I can just
then
coast
you're
the rest.
done.
Then I don't have to say anything. I did it. I'm done.
I
reminded you guys. You guys are going to do your homework and do it. So we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
How are you, Taryne?
I'm great. I love it here in the studio and I'm just again, just with my socks, crisscross applesauce, wearing a sweatshirt, just vibing out. This sweatshirt actually, if you can see on YouTube, Chargers. So fun fact about me, I love sports and I love football specifically, but I refuse to actually like full blown get into a football team until I get married because I'm like I'm set on my teams. Like once I like love a team, I'm like, I love them, but I want to make sure that me and my husband have like a team together that we like.
Aren't with your family?
No.
Or your brothers or your dad?
No. So my dad is Rams, but slowly becoming more of a Chargers fan. My brother's a Chargers fan, Ryan, and then Brett is a 49er fan. Vanessa's a Raider fan.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't care. And so for the interim, till I find a man's, I love the Chargers. I really love them, specifically because of Justin Herbert. Who, if anyone has a connection to Justin Herbert, please tell him I love him. And so I got this sweatshirt because I thought it was so cool because it's like Beatles.
Yes.
You know, ordered the sweatshirt and waited forever for it to come. I'm not joking. It was like 1 or 2 days before I got the sweatshirt. They fired the coach.
Who's on the
Who's on my
sweatshirt? Yeah.
So I literally was so mad. And then I was like, you know what? Nobody's going to notice. It's fine. The first time I wore the sweatshirt, I walked in and of course Ryan was there. He's like, didn't you hear? And I was like, shut up, Ryan. So I'm going to try to like,
but
maybe put my face.
I do have a question.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
What if your future husband has a sucky team that he loves?
I'll deal with it.
What if,
I'll deal with it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll deal with it. I just want to have a team that we're both in. Okay, so here's the maybe that won't apply. Say we love all of the same teams except for football, then maybe I'll be like, I'm good to like.
I was going to say, because of your personality being so competitive, I can't myself see you going with a team that you're like, why would you vote for them? Why would you root for them? I can't believe you're wearing their, that doesn't track with the Taryne that I know.
Yeah. That's true. But also like, the camaraderie of like, if we lose together, we lose together, Or
it's kind of fun to go to a game and you're both wearing different merch and whoever wins gets a prize.
I'm hoping that
maybe
we
a fun
have
prize.
Other team, like we have different baseball teams or hockey teams or whatever. But yeah, I'm holding out for football just in case like we do have all differences so we can have one team.
Yeah.
And also like I grew up going to so much football that I was fine to not have like an NFL team because like Ryan was in college. We went to his games like every weekend. And then my brothers coached football. So I was literally surrounded by football 24/7. So I was like, I'm fine to not like have a team.
Interesting. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Not that I care because I'm not that much of a sports girly. But I always said Chargers was my favorite football team. It was the first football game I ever went to.
Yeah.
And then I always said that I was an Angels fan, but I've officially lived in LA longer and have gone to way more Dodger games than I have ever gone to Angel games. Angels, I think, was the first baseball game I ever went to. Dodgers, I feel like I've just become a Dodgers fan. My boyfriend is an Atlanta Braves fan. And I think it's so fun when we go and we're both wearing different merch and we have bets going. I'm like, if I win, you have to do this. And like, it's so fun and spicy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going to happen? And I feel like I get more invested because I'm like, come on. Like
like
win.
my team has on.
And that's a big deal for me because in general, just don't care.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of those things that gets me excited for sports.
No, for sure. You have to have at least one team that you're like rooting against.
Where I'm like, no, my team's going to win and you're going to lose.
So I figured just holding out on football, I have like one thing. If we're all different and everything, we could have one thing together. So that's fun facts about me.
Wow.
But yeah, I love Justin Herbert. I would like to marry him.
Yes.
And then it'd be perfect because I'll just be a fan of his team.
I've gone to, thanks to Toyota. We have a friend that works at Toyota and who has gotten us on the field like pregame and like postgame. And I've seen him warming up and wow, he's like a Greek god in real life.
Not only is he
Hercules just stretching.
Literally. Physically, he's totally my type. Personality, he's kind of like awkward and quirky, which is totally my sweet spot. Then he's like, doesn't really care. He like doesn't like to do interviews or get his picture taken. He's not big on socials. Love that. Yeah. Love that. And he, as a quarterback, every time he comes off the field, he goes and he like high fives his line. He's always like pumping up his team. He's like right there, like cheering it's just, I have so much respect for him as an athlete and a person. And not on top of that, he's like beautiful.
You know what I would love to do with you?
Hook me up with him.
Yes, that's obviously the first thing I would love to do with you. The second thing I would love to do with you is the last 2 years, again, essentially because my boyfriend's so into sports, I have inherently gotten more into it. I'm not going to say I'm into it because that feels like a lie, but I have gotten more into it. And I've done fantasy the last couple years and did great the first year, did not great the second year. We should do our own, Yeah. That'd be fun. So we could get like a whole group of people and do it ourselves, or we could do like an all girls one.
That'd be fun.
Where we are all kind of like, we don't necessarily know what we're doing, but we're kind of just shooting our shot.
The hottest guys to be on their
logic?
Team.
He's gorgeous.
He's beautiful.
And he should win. I think it'd be fun to like do an all girl fantasy football and just like see what happens.
Yeah.
Document it possibly. I don't know. I think that'd be fun.
I'd be down.
I'm gonna put that in the back of my head.
Put a pin on
for
it
football season.
In it.
I am so excited.
Why are you so excited?
I leave for Hawaii tomorrow.
Okay, what? How did I not realize that was the soon?
It's literally June is madness.
That's right. Yours is June and mine's July. That's crazy. Yeah.
I literally leave tomorrow and I'm so freaking excited. This is like the last thing. Today's a Monday. And this is like the last main thing other than computer work that I have to do before I get to start packing. Yeah. And I'm so excited. I'm going to Kauai and I've never been to Kauai before.
Oh, okay.
And I've had so many friends go. My parents went on their honeymoon there and I've heard nothing but great things that it's called the Garden State. It's a little more like naturey and just tons of hiking and you're more likely to find like an empty beach there.
Yeah.
I've done like Kona and I've done Oahu and that's it. So I'm so excited to try a third island. And I would ask you guys if you guys go often or if you're from there or anything for advice, or tips or recommendations, but this will be too late.
After. Yeah,
it'll be too late. But I'm so very excited. And I did actually post on my stories for people to send recs, and a lot of you guys did. And I'm very excited too. There's a lot of little like food shacks, shrimp shacks that you guys recommended that I'm so excited for, and a poke bowl spot that someone recommended that I actually looked up and it looked fire. So I'm going to be just, again, vibing and thriving.
Nature.
New studio, new island. Who are we? Very excited. And so I'll be going this month, aka tomorrow. Taryne's going to be going in July.
I love going to Hawaii with my sister-in-law because she's like, her mom is from there and she has grown up going there. So like, I don't have to plan anything.
Yes.
Like she knows all the spots, like all the hidden little things. This time we're going because she's going to someone's wedding and I'm watching Axel and Lana while she goes to the wedding.
Okay.
So it's also like a ton of people are going to be there that she knows. So like, we're going to do just like go to concerts, go like out. And I'm just so excited. It's going to be
concerts.
A good time. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to guess Oahu then.
No.
Okay.
I know it's not Oahu because I've been there before and we're going somewhere that I haven't been to yet.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun.
Kona? Maybe?
Kona?
I don't know. Is that an island?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know nothing.
It's literally the other one I said I've been to.
Oh, I was listening.
Get in the combo, Taryne. I don't know about you guys, but my summer is booked. I have beach days planned, I have barbecues planned, I have camping planned, and wherever the sunny days are taking you, a pair of sunglasses should always be within reach. With Pair Eyewear, you can switch from prescription frames to sunglasses for UV protection and polarization in just a snap. Also, this summer, get your kid at heart free with their new Mickey and Friends collection. From playful patterns to subtle nods, it features iconic characters like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and more. And you guys know the Disney adult in me is just loving this. So explore the new Mickey and Friends collection and find your style, and you can get 15% off your first pair by using code ADVICE at paireyewear.com. Guys, the new Mickey and Friends collection is absolutely adorable. I highly suggest you just browse through the options. There are so many cute pairs available. And can we just take a moment to talk about how convenient their sun tops are? Why would I want to pair two pairs of glasses when I can have them both in one? Sun tops are so easy. I keep them in the front of my bag at all times just in case I need them. And they always take my outfit to the next level. Wearing the same pair of glasses can get really boring, but we all know that glasses can be really expensive, and that is why I love Pair Eyewear. It is so affordable to change up your look with these top frames that only start at $25. So step into summer sunshine with a snap. Sun top frames start at just $30. Celebrate friendship and adventure this summer with Pair Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com and use code ADVICE, ADVICE, for 15% off your first pair. And mention that Unsolicited Advice sent you in your post-checkout survey to support Taryne and I. That's PAIR eyewear.com, code ADVICE.
Let's go ahead and get into today's Tearing It Up. As you guys know, this is the funny segment where we get to laugh at you at all the funny things you do. This one is different though. This one's more cute than funny. I think it was funny for her in the moment, but way more cute. So, and it involves us.
Oh.
So I wanted to read
Love
it.
that.
I'm going to not say the title because it gives it away. Hello, beautiful queens. We accept that.
Shoot.
We embrace that. I had to write this in and share with you because you two are my underpaid therapists. Love that.
Wow.
Well, should we get that on a t-shirt?
We should. Should we start like a cash app?
Yeah. I like that a lot.
You would like to tip us
if
for
you would
our
like
service?
to tip us for our wisdom.
We'll take it.
Cash up.
We'll take it. Cash up.
Cash up. You two are my underpaid therapists, and I consider you both my older sister / besties that I never had. Insert emotional gushing comments here. I could go on for days on how your podcast has helped me get through all the emotional roller coasters that life brings you. I have written multiple times before, but unfortunately my stories never got chosen until now.
That is the most like, I have this like fear, right? Like I almost like I never go through my DM requests because I'm like, if I answer one, I have to be fair and answer everyone. And the same with the emails. It gets very overwhelming to me, which is why we handed that off to Mandy, because both me and Ash were like struggling with that. Because when you guys send us stuff that's like, I've been trying to write forever and you don't.
Yeah.
I just like, I can't handle that. And it makes me so sad because I want everyone to feel like loved and heard, but we just can't read everything.
We can't. There's so many emails, but I literally get chills when people write that. Like I've written it and it hasn't been chosen, and then I'm here reading it and I'm like, it's happening. I'm so excited. Anyways, continuing. I do not blame you two, as I can only imagine the amount of emails you get and have to go through to pick to read on the pod. Maybe this week I'll be lucky enough to have a catchy title to be chosen. You did, and it worked. If not, thanks for reading. I'll try again next week.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Anyway, on to my story. Feel free to consider this a Tearing It Up because I think it would be hilarious and worth it. Also, I feel like Taryne would be honored. Now, for some background information, I am 27 years old, newly married, she adds in parentheses 5 months to be exact, and I am not an emotional person by any means, unless you count that time of the month. So when I was driving home one day from work, I had an 1.5 hour long commute. I was catching up on episodes and was listening to one of the October series, and let me tell you, this year got me. I was listening to the episode with the guy who broke in and the girl was literally staring at the man through the back sliding door. I was driving at night in the middle of winter, so it was pitch black out, and I had turned off the episode when I noticed my face was very wet. I was very confused because I shouldn't be sweating. It's January in Connecticut where the weather here is freezing. When I discovered that the wetness was coming from my eyes, meaning I was crying. I was crying hysterically without even noticing. I thought that was extremely weird, especially since I've said it earlier. I'm not a crier. I didn't even cry at my wedding day, and people made fun of me for it. That's when I realized all month long, I was acting very weird and out of character. And almost every episode after that, yes, I ended up finishing the episode and listened to the entire October series. So I decided to take a test just for the heck of it and got 2 positive results. Your podcast made me realize that I was pregnant. I am still very early on when writing this email, and you two queens know before our family knows. Yes, I told my husband, but other than that, she told us, and that's it.
Wait.
Yeah. Isn't that cute?
Why am I so emo right now? I'm so honored.
That's literally, she was like, Taryne, I feel like you'll be honored.
No, I'm so honored. Especially, let me just vent for a second. I've had 2 friends recently that I had to learn about their pregnancies like a peasant on Instagram with everyone else. And I've been so triggered by that. And so the fact that you're telling me before everyone, thank you.
She
Honored.
continues, we are over the moon excited and can't wait to write a lot more stories. P.S. I'm re-listening to every episode and writing down the dad jokes because my husband thinks one qualification of being a good dad is having the best dad jokes. Ha ha ha. Clearly he knows that's not the only qualification. Hope you two have a wonderful week, and I have attached some pictures because I know you love them. One is of our fur baby Bruce.
Stop.
The other is of us. And the other one is our pregnancy announcement for our family. XOXO.
Congratulations. If it's a girl, Taryne is an amazing name. I have had nothing but positive experiences.
Here is the
Cute.
announcement photo. Here's her and her husband.
Cuties.
And Bruce.
Oh my God, Bruce.
I love Bruce as a name for a dog, especially a big dog. I just think it's so cute. And the title is This Podcast Made Me Realize I Was Pregnant.
Isn't
that so cute?
So honored in so many ways. One that you shared
Same.
it, and one that we helped you, find your truth. We knew your body better than you did.
Yeah. And I just thought of this. It would be a cute, I don't even know if this is a thing, but like a cute like labor gift for your husband. Not labor gift, but like day of, when he officially, the day the baby's born. It'd be so cute to hand him like a handmade dad joke book.
Oh yeah.
Of like, you're going to be a great dad. Here's all the
your
all the things
material.
you need. Yeah. I think that'd be super cute.
Cute.
Thank you so much for sharing. I literally like my eyes got teary-eyed when I read it. And I was like, this is beautiful. So not so much funny, but like definitely a cool, like fun, tearing it up moment.
I loved it. Loved it. Wow. Well, where do we go from there, Ash?
Honestly.
Wait, speaking of pregnancy, have you been seeing all the stuff going around about like people saying they think Taylor Swift is pregnant?
Yes.
I hate everyone.
I feel like people need to like relax. Like just because whether she gained weight or she's just bloated or like the outfit didn't fit her right,
or
like
if
leave
she
her
is
alone.
pregnant. Like just why do people feel the need to comment on stuff? And it's that hard line, right? Of like, if you choose to be in certain positions and share your life with the world, it's almost like you almost are like inviting people in to like say whatever.
Oh, totally. It's not almost.
It's
100%.
It's hard because it's like it's not that you are like, it's not like you're giving people permission to whatever, but it's like something that just comes with the territory.
Stepping into the limelight means people will share their opinions about you.
But it's just so sad to me. And it's something I think I'm like uber sensitive to after like what I went through, because it's like people make comments about your body, but like you have no idea like what someone's going through or like.
Yeah. And like for me, I feel like anytime I've gotten into a new relationship, I've maybe gained a couple pounds because I call it happy weight. Like it's because I'm going out on dates with this guy, and I'm the fact that I'm letting myself eat with a guy shows that I'm comfortable and happy with him, because first few dates I really don't eat that much. I'm nervous. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about you. I don't want to like, I don't know. I've always kind of been that way. Like I'll order a salad and a glass of wine. If I'm into you, like I'm getting the burger, I'm getting the fries, like I'm getting the messy food, I'm ordering the chicken wings, like that's just, let her be happy. Let her be happy.
But yeah, I just don't see why that's like anyone's business. And then also like, why does gaining weight have to equate to something negative? Like there's so many different reasons that it could be going on in like her body. It could be healthier that she's this way.
Yeah.
But
also,
the bottom line is
say,
it's her body, like not anyone else's.
We've seen tabloids with celebrities that like, we were like, oh, is she pregnant? Because it was like more of an obvious thing. The photos I've seen, I'm like, she could have just had like a burrito
literally
for lunch. She's a little bloated. Leave her alone.
And she's wearing like these tight, like shows everything things.
Yeah.
Like,
if I had a burrito for lunch, my body would look exactly the same.
But I know she's like made comments like in the past about how triggering that is when people are just talking about your body. So I just hope she's okay and she has a support system that's helping block that out. Because freak everyone. As like a rebellion, if that was me, I would just come out in a straight up like smock and like just wear the baggiest, ugliest outfit for one whole show. Because I'd be like, that's one now you don't get access.
Yeah, I think that's one of the whole things that I loved about Billie Eilish, like her just being like, I don't want to hear your thoughts on my body. I don't care about your thoughts on my body. Therefore, I will be dressing oversized to the extent where you won't even know where my waist is. Like you have no idea how thick my thighs are because I haven't shown you.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool.
No,
Not kind of. I think it's incredible.
It's sad that she felt like she needed to do that, but also like it's cool that she was like, well, you guys keep taking my power in this, so I'm going to take it back. Like whatever way I want to.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. And I think that goes to show how impactful it is.
Also like too, you know, like people will be like, it's just wild to me. Like people will comment stuff on my pictures since I've like lost weight and say these things that I'm like, would you ask that to like a person in your real life? And then also like, what makes you think you have the right for me to like explain to you like medically what's going on or like what I'm doing? Like that's not your business.
Yeah.
And like, you don't know how that question's going to affect me.
Imagine having that question times like
a trillion.
Yeah.
No, it's wild.
Everywhere you look. Like that would drive me nuts.
Me too.
And like a comment like what she got, like, is she pregnant? Let's say she's not. Like that would have affected how I ate for the next month or 3. Like as genuinely, like it would have been bad. So people need to shut their mouths.
Yeah, I hate people.
And I'm done.
Now that we're triggered, let's get into the story. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. This one is titled, I love my colleague and he doesn't even respect me. Woof.
Woof.
That's all I'm going to say to that.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is, it's pronounced Meek. I appreciate you for that because I don't know what I would have guessed.
Yeah.
I'm 21 and from Belgium. I don't know what my Enneagram is. However, my personality type is the ENFJA. ENFJ stands for extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging, which are 4 preferences that make up the 16 personality types of the Myers-Briggs type indicator. Okay.
So people with the ENFJ personality type are sometimes called givers or protagonists. They are known for being warm, empathetic, and responsible, and for having strong ideas and values. They are also known for being energized by spending time with others and for being enthusiastic about helping people reach their full potential.
You're a 2 wing 1.
Totally.
You don't even have to take the test. I'm telling you. You're a 2 wing 1.
Here for the people.
Yep. Okay. I am hypersensitive. I'm a hypersensitive girly, and my big 3. I know nothing about this, so this does nothing for me. But anyone listening that knows this, she's a Pisces sun, Libra moon, and Taurus rising.
And there it is.
I literally could not tell you anything off.
But
of
the
that.
people that know are like, got it.
They know. Yeah. Don't know if that helps, but here you go. So for my story, 2 years ago, I got a student job at the University of Antwerp, where I also study as a content creator.
Antwerp.
That's what, she's from Belgium, so it makes sense that we don't know.
That's right.
The university wanted a student platform from students for students, so they hired 4 people, including me. I love this job, and doing this made me realize I want to work in digital marketing. Creating content, thinking strategically about it, everything is just so fun to me. However, there is this one colleague. Dude, why is the word colleague so sexy?
It is hot. It's hot.
Like
and that's
coworker,
a problem,
I'm like, oh, James, my coworker. But I'm like, my colleague, Spencer. I'm like, Spencer, calm down.
Spencer.
We're at work.
Don't look at me, Spencer.
Yeah. I just picture him with his glasses and his suit. Who is this man? I need to meet him.
He's hot.
Just kidding.
I can already tell.
I can't cheat on Justin. I choose you. Okay. Oh, let's call him Dan.
Sure. Dan.
Not Spencer. But
sorry, Spencer.
That'll do. Dan, who's 25 and studies medicine, and I met for the first time on our first day working together. We hit it off immediately.
Of course.
Similar interests, hobbies, humor. We could talk for hours. It was like I had known this guy my entire life. Oh, I love that feeling.
Yeah.
After our workday, we went to his house to chill a bit, and I got to know his housemates.
Whoa.
I know. Well, I mean, she feels like she's known him her whole life.
Right.
It's fitting. They're all such cool and nice people. And for the first time in my life, I had met people where I could just be 100% my silly little self from the get-go. Normally, you would have to break down my walls first to see the real me, but that's an issue for therapy. Okay, back to the story. After that day, we met up again to go to a student festival together. However, at that time, I did not have student housing because I commuted by train, so I asked if I could sleep over. My naive self thought it was going to be on the couch. Spoiler alert, I did not sleep on the couch. Your face. What?
So in his bed?
I guess. That happened to, oh gosh.
Wait, I need.
It's so funny because when I was live last night, someone was like, do you ever get uncomfortable knowing your parents listen to your podcast? And I was like, not really, but I am uncomfortable right now. Because I know if my parents listen to this, because they're going to be like, what? But it's not crazy.
But it's not you.
I'm going to tell a story about me.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. That happened to me one time before where it was like a friend and I was like newer to the group. But once I got to know him more, it made more sense because he's the type of guy that's like the like caretaker, like the like, especially with like me as his friend, he was very protective of me. So the first night, like we all used to like, I had a massive group of friends and we would just spend the night at people's houses, like wherever we were like hanging out. So you'd be sleeping on a couch or the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he was like, he walked out and was like, no. Like you can sleep in my bed. And so I was like, oh, thanks. That's nice. But then he got in and I was like, huh? But it was like, did not make me feel uncomfortable.
Platonic, yeah.
And it makes sense. Like he's very much like, you will not sleep on the couch. Like he's very like that, but nothing ever happened between us. But so I don't think like it always means something weird is going to happen, but it's definitely not what you expect if you're like, hey, can I crash at your house?
Right.
You know?
Right. I had something similar happen and we ended up dating for 2 years.
So there it is. Yeah. Whoop, there it is. Okay. Oh, we kissed. She said they kissed, but
bed?
nothing more.
Fascinating.
Okay, but a kiss in bed is like, you're married.
Honestly.
That's what married people do.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened to me. I ended up dating him for 2 years. It's one of those things. It's like it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen, but it like probably is. Like it's such an intimate thing.
That is very.
And I think if you are going to sleep in a bed with someone and you're not trying to be in a relationship or you're trying to protect that like work relationship, like there's so many things that need to happen. Like one's under the covers, one's on top. Like you have a little pillow wall. Like there's things that should be done. And if those things aren't done, I think it's very gray.
Yeah.
I think it's very gray and it'll probably 95% of the time something's going to happen.
Dan, you little dog. Okay. This connection was so intense. It was like nothing he or I had ever felt before, ever. So we decided that we would go slow and see if a relationship could come of it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this is what kills me. How long after this do you think this unfortunately follows?
2 weeks.
2 days.
Days. Oh, shoot. Okay.
Getting triggered.
Yeah.
He sent me a long text as to why he couldn't go through with it and that it's best for us to stay friends. I was, of course, all caps, devastated.
Right. Yeah.
I was way too emotionally invested already and really didn't want to lose him. So decided to just stay friends. In the beginning, it was very hard because Dan has such a flirty personality and kept giving me these mixed signals. But during the Christmas break, something finally clicked and I finally just saw him as a friend. Fast forward to March 2023, I started dating a guy from Bumble. Let's call him Tom. Tom and I were dating very seriously and it felt really good. 3 weeks in, freaking Dan, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking Dan. Dan couldn't stand it anymore.
Of course.
And confessed his feelings for me.
No, Dan. No.
But didn't want to commit though. Girls,
of course
when I tell you I wanted to punch him in the face, as you should. Like, what do you mean you have feelings for me, but you don't want to act on it? I know exactly what that means.
Why are you telling me any of this?
Because
if you aren't going to act on it, don't tell me that you have feelings for me.
They want your attention still, though.
No. I literally hate that.
We have all had an experience like this with a Dan.
It's so dumb because
I've even been a Dan, I'm going to be honest.
The only reason they're telling you that is the attention and to like get you to stop dating because they want to know that you're an option for them, but they don't want you.
Oh, absolutely.
It is the most twisted, like backstabbing. I'm going to try to control you, but I'm also not going to want you or do anything with you. Like you can't say that. Like the respectful thing, even if he was feeling jealous, the respectful thing to do would have been to do nothing. Unless he had planned on being like, let's pursue this. Like, I understand not realizing you have feelings for someone until they're not an option anymore, because that's unfortunately just how it goes sometimes. But like, if you're not going to do anything about it, then shut your mouth.
I will say, like, in my Dan chapter of life, it was more that, where it was like this great friendship, but it was kind of like there's vibes. They confess feelings. And then I was like, I don't think so. But then when they started dating someone, I was like, whoa, why do I feel so triggered by this?
Why do I hate her?
Yeah.
Why do I not like you around her?
Yeah.
You've changed with her.
It does make you curious. But because I'm a good person, I didn't like act on it. I kind of like sat back and more like talked to my friends, like, why am I feeling this way? And then ended up being like, it's just because I miss like the attention, which is like selfish of me. So I'm not going to say anything.
But it's okay if you just miss the attention.
Yeah, but you don't do anything about it.
It's not okay to interfere.
Especially like him knowing how much she liked him. Yes. Like it's so selfish. And then to say, hey, by the way, I have feelings for you, but like I still don't want anything. Like,
don't date him. I have feelings for you, but also I don't want you.
No.
What does that even mean?
She put in all caps, then don't tell me when I'm dating someone else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that really screwed with my head. And not even 2 weeks later, I broke things off with Tom because I was just too confused. Looking back, he was not the one, but I definitely broke it off because of Dan.
Freaking
then
Dan.
It was time to have a talk with Dan again. We agreed to have something casual and to slowly explore the possibility of dating. If one of us didn't want to go through with it anymore, we agreed to communicate that. We basically were friends with benefits for 3 weeks until he all of a sudden decided he didn't want to do it anymore. Oh, and not by communicating that, but by asking me one night if it would be okay if I slept on a mattress of their living room.
See, that's what I don't. Okay. This is what's in, not to use the word gentleman, but like, I don't think he's a gentleman in that if things were weird and you were unsure of the relationship and you didn't want anything with someone that you work with, you never should have had her sleep in your bed.
Yeah.
But also the gentleman, like, let her sleep in your bed. You sleep on the couch or you sleep on the mattress. Like, why? I don't.
Like, I'll give him the first thing because it's like, oh, they both, let's explore, let's see whatever. But yeah, there's just, I get Dan. Why she titled "He Doesn't Respect Me" because I would feel very respected by this too. That was the night I broke. I was angry, sad, humiliated, and felt stupid for ever believing this time would be different. That night, I did not sleep on said mattress. I slept in his bed, but all I wanted was to go home, but I couldn't since trains don't drive in the night. After that, I broke all contact with him for almost 2 months. We had exams, so work for the university was almost nothing, and afterwards it was summer break. We did rekindle our friendship because he is my colleague, and creative-wise, we are a dream team. Working together is amazing, so I felt like I needed to move past what had happened before. This went really well, and we became best friends. I saw him multiple times a week. We texted all day, every day. Not in a flirty way, but I am aware that we texted too much. All of my friends told me to be careful, but I said it was fine. He's like the brother I never had. I kept telling everyone. Oh, I love being delusional. I love when I sell my own lies so well to everyone that I almost believe it myself.
Yeah.
It's great.
That you also are like, huh?
Yeah. But boy, was I lying to myself. In March 2024, so this year, he started telling me very openly about his dating life. And it hurt more than I wanted to admit.
Damn.
I did try to start dating again as well. But after a date, it always felt like I did something wrong, as if I had cheated.
Yo, you're too into it.
See,
you're in love with him.
Dude, I feel that because I am such a loyal person that this dating app culture and just dating in general, where it's like, oh no, you just keep talking to a bunch of people and you keep your options open until you find the one. I get it. But for people like me, like I have a really hard time. Like I'll feel really guilty if I feel like I'm having a text conversation, like the guy who ghosted me, like we were vibing so well. And so then when other guys would match me and be texting me and like, hey, like, let's put this on the calendar for a date, I would be like, I feel like I'm doing something bad.
Yeah.
Even though I know I'm not.
Yeah.
So I get that. And everyone in your life is probably like, are you kidding me? But it's like if you're like a loyalist type of person and you feel like you've given your attention and your heart to someone already, even if you shouldn't have or they didn't ask for it, it's really hard to like get past that.
But especially for her.
Yeah.
Because
he deserves
she has actually
nothing.
And I agree. I feel like what you experience is like the tip of what she experienced.
Oh yeah.
So she actually has been on dates with this guy, has slept in the same bed, has made out with him, has feelings for him. She's in love with this guy.
And has like
not just feeling
up.
like, oh, I'm interested, but like, I don't, whatever. Like she's fully in it. And I think what's dangerous and what we need to watch out for is like, we can't do that to ourselves.
Yeah.
You're literally only hurting yourself. And I had a friend who went through that in college, and she loved this guy. He didn't love her. But he was like a best friend. And she kept encouraging this like intimate, close friendship where they would hang out one-on-one. And he also was just like super flirty. And the whole time I was like, you're literally setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like even I had a crush on him. I was like, you're gorgeous. You're funny. Like you're so cool. Like I understand. But like you're hurting yourself because you're so madly in love with him and he's not even there. He's like, I think he knew and like just kept it a close friendship and didn't want to address it. But I was like,
because
this is hard.
I think those people feed off of the attention.
I like it.
But they play that line very strategically to where it's like, well, I've never said that I like you. I've never said we're dating. We've never actually made out.
And I'm like, okay, but like you touch her and flirt with her every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. So like that's feeding and that is leading on, So I don't know. I feel Continue. Sorry, that was a weird tangent.
Okay, she continues. I felt physically ill. I started reflecting as to what could be the reason, and I am 100% sure it was because of Dan. We fooled ourselves into thinking this friendship was purely platonic. We were always a little too close. Boundaries didn't exist, and we even slept in the same bed on nights where it had gotten too late. Nothing happened, but I knew that we had to stop with all of that once one of us got into a relationship. So one evening, I confessed my feelings for him. I told Dan I loved him, and all he could say was that he was sorry for me because he couldn't feel the same.
Yeah.
We tried setting boundaries and looking into ways our friendship could still survive, but being around him just hurt too much. We had lots of deep conversations and he even confessed he was attracted to me and that it kills him that he can't find the spark. After a month, things started being a bit more normal again. We still heard and saw each other every weekend, but not as much as before. Then one night we were at a party and I made friends with this lovely girl. He started talking with her as well. And before I knew it, they were kissing right in front of my face.
Oh.
At that moment, I felt like I wanted to die. How disrespectful can you treat someone? The girl went away and I broke down. I was jealous and heartbroken. He immediately regretted it and told me no one is worth sacrificing me and that I was his left and right hand, his soulmate. He cannot live without me. And he respects me so much. He told me these things a lot, but his actions always said something else. So I broke everything off. I'm done.
Good for you.
I cannot go through with this anymore. We cannot be friends because even though he has done disrespectful things, I still love him. Oof. I know a lot of his flaws and others will probably get the ick. However, it makes me love him even more and I hate that. You see, the problem is we're still colleagues. Worse, we are probably going to make a TV series for a big TV channel here in Belgium. Like I said, creative-wise, our brains together are gold. So I don't want all of this to mess with my career. However, it is so confusing for my brain to tell it that we cannot have contact anymore and I cannot hang out with him except for work stuff. I still see his name popping up on my phone to discuss things about the series, and we also have to meet in real life. Not that much, but I still see his face here and there, and it kills me. I don't know how to act. I'm afraid that if I'm too friendly, I'm going to forget the boundaries I set and will just repeat what has been going on for 2 years. Oh, 2 years.
That's a long
But if I'm
time.
cold, the team will not handle that well. Giving up on this series is a no-go, and even then we still work together for the university. I don't know what to do. How can I still go through with these jobs and work with him, but not let it kill me inside? How do I properly heal from this? I know this was very long, so thank you for reading this. I attached a picture of me and Dan so you can put faces on these names. Love you and keep doing what you do. It's amazing. Love, Meek. Okay. Are you ready for this picture?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Mandy's
I'm so
nodding.
ready.
Okay. When I tell you their chemistry is so freaking palpable, is that the word? How to say that word? I don't think I've ever used the word palpable.
Where did that come from? Yeah, it's an excellent vocab word.
Thank you.
I don't know.
First of all, I don't know how to show you this without
Just the way I did, like kind of down and
she's stunning. Are you
gorgeous.
ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what you need to do. Because when chemistry is like that, it's unavoidable, right?
Yeah.
You know what ruins chemistry like that? A third wheel.
I mean, a knowledgeable third wheel.
A third wheel. A coworker. A colleague. You are not allowed to do one-on-one meetings ever. You're not allowed to go on site or view properties with him one-on-one ever. And you don't need to give an excuse or a reason. I think it simply should not be allowed. And you can tell him if you want to give him a heads up, be like, hey, if you respect me and if I'm your soulmate, that.
Ew,
What
I
the hell
hated
was that word?
I
We can come
really
back to
hated
that. If you love me that much as a friend and you respect me, then I need you to uphold this boundary for me as well. We are not allowed to be alone together ever, literally ever. There's always going to be someone, a coworker, a boss, a camera guy. I don't care. Someone else has to be there, because if you start flirting with him and someone else is there, that gets real uncomfortable and sketchy real fast.
Yeah.
So that should be your number one, because sometimes they just look extra good and you can't help your feelings. And sometimes they say something and it gives you butterflies and you can't help that. But if someone's there, you can't act on it. So you have to have, it's like the whole, you know, it's like having that one person, that outsider that can read the room really well at all times.
Yeah, I think too, like, you know, when people talk about boundaries they have for themselves, and it's funny because it's usually either with the situation like this where they just like can't control their actions, or like drink when they are drinking, right? Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, like, you have to have your boundaries and like your things set way before you are even in a scenario that anything would be tested.
Totally. Yes.
Like, you have to like sit and think these things through, set your boundaries, set your like, okay, we'll never be alone. Or if we do have to talk alone, we're going to do it over Zoom. Like, we're not going to be in person. This guy, I feel like I know him. I feel like I've experienced so many people that just have that charismatic personality. They know exactly what to say, when to say it. I think it's one thing to just like cut him off for yourself, but I feel like you are going to need to be very direct with him on what you find appropriate and inappropriate. I also think that you need to have your phrases ready of like, hey, like, not comfortable with what you just said, or not comfortable with that conversation. Mm-hmm. And I think the more that you start to cut off those pieces of his personality that come out, mm-hmm. the more that like you're also not going to be attracted to it, because it won't come out as much.
Yes.
It's almost like you just need to like cut it off, like anything that has to do with him. I also would highly recommend you sound very similar to me, where like once I've put someone on a pedestal, I see nothing wrong with them. For me, one of the main things that got me over my ex is when I actually took the time to sit and process and like write out all of the negative, mm-hmm. like all of the negative that was so much like fit in that category of deal breaker, not someone I would like ever want to have in my life or would trust with my heart, mm-hmm. my heart and my parts.
Yeah.
Like if those things are massive deal breakers, which they are, then no amount of positive chemistry, nothing matters, because it's like, bottom line, the way that he's treated me is disgusting. It's disrespectful.
And the whole actions speak louder than words thing.
Yeah. And
he can't call you a soulmate and then like do that to you over and over and over again.
Also, like, I think it's important to think when I have friends that are like this, I'm always like, okay, so what if he came to you tomorrow and said, just kidding, I love you too, let's date. Would you feel secure in your relationship?
No.
Absolutely not.
Not based off of what I know.
Would you be able to just sit back and trust that this man is going to be there for you and take care of you?
No.
Would you constantly be in your head insecure and questioning everything you said or did?
Every interaction he did with any other girl.
So even if he said he was ready to date you and whatever, that is a miserable relationship in existence.
Yeah.
And that has like,
your foundation is skewed.
Destroyed.
It's not solid.
so I think sometimes like that helps when you're like, oh wait, what am I actually like
what am I
holding
fighting
on
for?
to?
You're fighting for this imaginary relationship that you've envisioned for yourself with this guy that's not
real.
factual.
Yeah.
And I think a great example that you should think about is the movie The Holiday.
Yes.
Iris and Jasper.
Yes.
You're Iris, and guess what? He's Jasper.
He
and Jasper
is such a Jasper.
He's such a Jasper. And Jasper used her love for him to his benefit. He got away with stuff. She did all the extra work for him. I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of the creativity is coming from you and he's just kind of like bouncing off of it. Like I feel like people like that tend to get away with a lot of stuff because they're so charming and because they're so charismatic. It truly is a gift.
Wow, that's such a great example.
It truly is a gift and a skill that, you know, like it's this whole thing like, oh, beautiful people get away with a lot of stuff because they're beautiful. And I think charming personalities, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's such a struggle. That's like what I struggle with because I'm so beautiful.
A struggle. And it's so hard.
I get away with like everything.
It's so hard being so beautiful.
I'm so beautiful.
He's a freaking Jasper.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and say it. She comes to her senses. She sees all the that he's put her through. And she's like, why have I been pining over this when, you know, Jack Black's here and he's an absolute stud and he's making me laugh and he treats me right.
And that's the thing is you are probably missing out on your Jack Black because
you have
you're
your love blinders
focused on him.
Yeah.
So I think for you, you need to set boundaries and you need to reset your motivations. And so every time you even feel an inkling of like, oh, but him, be like, whoa. No, I'm going to take back that like space and I'm going to focus it in on other things. And I think you'll be surprised the more that you are disciplined in this area and like putting effort into like, maybe it's like before you go to a meeting, you have written down everything that he's like done or said, and then also everything that you want and deserve.
Yeah.
And those two lists will never be able to coexist because everything he's done to you is definitely going to be the antithesis of the things that you want and deserve. So I think seeing those side by side and being like, yeah, I don't want this guy.
Yeah.
And he can make a funny joke all he wants. And like, I can still think he's funny or kind of cute, I guess. But the math is never going to math. And so I need to like move on and find what I belong.
Totally. And I'm so curious, like where your girlfriends are and if you've told a girlfriend, because I think
she said like her friends are constantly like, be careful. Cause I'm sure that they see
like,
this
I think something that this is something that's always worked with me. The second I say something out loud, I have to follow through.
Yeah.
Because then I'm all talk. If I say I'm going to lose 5 pounds in a month, I will bet all my money I'll do it because I literally said it out loud. I'm going to look like an absolute fool if I don't do it. And I hate knowing that I've said something and I'm going to look like a fool. So if I say I'm going to run a mile every single day in January, you better believe even when I had a cold twice, I was running because I said it out loud and I put it out into the universe and I put it online.
Yeah.
Accountability works really, really well. So the second you tell a friend that you want her to help you keep this boundary, if you're anything like me, you're going to be embarrassed if you break that.
Yeah.
So maybe tell a girlfriend to hold you accountable and to start be like, hey, like if this was Taryne, I know she would do this for me. I'd be like, hey, I would love if you checked in with me every single Tuesday because I have meetings with him every single Tuesday, and I need you to give me like a little hype word, a little reminder, maybe a little mantra to quote in my head. Like, and I know she would set a calendar reminder.
There'd be a timer.
Yeah.
And as she's driving to her meeting, I would answer and I'd be like, hello, you ready? And then I would be like, this, and then I just go off.
She would go
and like
off.
pump
and
her
I
up.
feel like that's what girlfriends are for. And I feel like not having a girlfriend do that for you is a missed opportunity and a missed tool in your tool belt to fight against this guy who has such a chokehold on you.
Also, I'm just going to say one of the most brilliant lines in a book and then movie is we accept the love we think we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that you're accepting a lot of crap.
Mm-hmm.
So we might want to need to do like a self-check and see where our value in ourselves is lying.
Do you realize that you're a 10 out of 10?
I guarantee if you are really focusing in on self-love and like what you deserve, and you're a person who cares so much about everyone else, that's how I am. So I struggle with those areas too. But if you're focusing and loving yourself and the beautiful person you are and knowing what you deserve, people like him are going to not match up with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to say might be worth checking in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think if you consider him a Jasper, I think if you write down the pros and cons, and the cons are going to way outweigh the pros. The pros is he's hot. That's it.
I'm dead. He has glasses and he's in a suit.
Yeah.
Remember how I was saying colleague was that?
And I think if you tell your friend to help keep you accountable, you'll be golden.
Yeah. And you know what? Without fail, these men always circle back. They always circle back.
If you end up in a relationship, you get with Jack Black, he's going to be like, hi.
Yep.
Remember me? Remember how much fun we used to have? You've changed. Why? I feel like he's going to be like, he's so bad for you. You're a different person. You're going to be like, why? Because
I just can't help it. Our chemistry, blah, blah, blah. But I still don't want anything. Like I feel like he's going to circle back, and hopefully you'll be in a place where you're like, not interested.
Go on a girl's trip. Get away.
Yeah.
Do something. Go to a bar. Kiss a stranger. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Get over him and move on with your life.
The worst. Have you ever had a Jasper?
I
think you have. I think I know who yours is.
Really? I was going to say I don't think I have.
I feel like
interesting.
Looking at the men, nay, boys that you have like dated / had flings with before Jackson, obviously, I would say that falls in that category.
Actually, I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
I think good job, Taryne.
Oh my God, no.
I think I fully blacked out about him.
which is the problem, and that's what you do with Jaspers. You're like, I can't see. I'm blind. Yeah. Like you would like talk about him and be so obsessed with him, and I'm like, do we not remember what he just said to you, or like what we just found out? Like, and you were just so
it was very you're right. I think I was very I was obsessed with him.
Yeah,
I really was. I was obsessed with everything about him. He was my quote type. He was super talented, very creative, and I feel like it was the first guy in a long time that I was just like I clicked with, and man, does that click do things to you.
Oh, it's terrible.
It does things to you, which is what Anonymous is going through. Like that click is kind of undeniable.
Yeah.
And so you get so, especially, I forget how old I was. I want to say I was like 27. I had gone through like a lot of like blah. I had gone through a real blah dating period when I met this guy. And I was just like, finally, I'm like, the spark is here. Like it was undeniable. Our banter was fantastic. Like it was just like, it was so great that I just like brushed past all of the red flags he was like throwing up. Like it was just like, here's this, all of this non-commit, all of these commitment issues, all of these like, oh yeah, I had a thing with this girl, but we're still friends. But then he would post about her all the time. And I was just like, there's no way you're just friends, but like, Delulu, not going to pay attention. And it got so toxic to the point where I was just like constantly checking for any kind of anything from him, looking for any kind of anything from him. And I feel like it took over my brain to the point where everything I did, we had met online. Everything I did online was curated for him.
Yep.
My hair was done for him. Like the content I was posting was for him. My outfits were for him. How I edited my photos were for him. And it was just like, Taryne had to like really like claw me away from him. And I had to go through this whole period of like, okay, I need to block him. I need to check myself. If I ever go to, when you're like searching for someone, you shouldn't be searching for in the search bar, you're like typing them in because you blocked them and you don't, that's where I was at. And
Dude,
it's crazy once you hit that level.
On him. I was so savage. Like, I attacked his looks. I attacked his personality. I attacked like everything about him because it was like you were under a spell. And I was like, we've got to break this somehow because it was like, and it wasn't just like differences in like what I would put up with and what you would put. Because we all have different things. But it was like, no. Like, he's trash and he doesn't deserve to like be in your presence, but you were so stuck in it.
Yeah. The things I did. I look back and I'm like, wow, that was tough. But you know what?
Stuff.
It's in those moments that we put, you reach rock bottom and you look up and you're like, okay, I will never be here again.
Yeah.
And here's why. I'm going to implement this. I'm going to implement this. I'm going to tell my accountability buddy. I'm going to do all of these things to protect myself from doing this again and from cutting ties with this person. And Anonymous, this is what you got to do. It's not fun. It's annoying. I was in a much easier scenario because I didn't work with a guy and I didn't see him on a regular basis, but it is possible. And it just requires a lot of effort, unfortunately, on your part.
Yeah.
So it's whether or not you can do the work for yourself because he's not going to do it.
No.
Your friends can't do it for you. So it's something you've got to take a hold of and be proud of and every single day work towards. And then one day he's going to do something and you're going to be like, ew.
No, it shifts. You almost get like cringed out by them by the end and you're like, I feel bad for you because this is like all you have.
You don't feel the feelings anymore. All you see are the red flags.
Yeah.
And then when you see him throw up a red flag, say something dumb or whatever, all you can go is, ew, I can't believe I loved you. It's crazy. And it is a wild shift that happens and it is possible to get there. You just got to do the work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're going through this, but it is possible.
Yeah.
Find your Jack Black.
I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, I've really only had 2 guys that there was like something serious with, and I'm pretty sure they both were Jaspers.
Oh, damn. Those Jaspers.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for them.
I like tangible chemistry. I think we were each other's soulmates in regards to like personality wise.
Yeah.
But they were so damaged, which is what a 2 like me feeds off of, that their damage just like completely destroyed me and like they took me down with them.
Also, and we never circled back. He used soulmate.
Yeah.
He used the word soulmate. That's very love bomby.
Well, he probably knows too. He knows she's like the best he could get, but he's just immature.
I can't believe he used the word soulmate. It's very manipulative. The way that he worded that phrase, that whole sentence was very manipulative. And I think especially with that word, he just hooked you so hard by saying we're literally meant to be together. Because that's what soulmate means.
It's very calculated. The first time a guy ever said I love you to me was he kept putting me in the situation where he kept getting back with his ex but not telling me. And I found out it had happened again. So I sat there and I was just so defeated. I was just sobbing and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I just can't do this. And that was when he decided to drop that he loved me. And it was the first time I'd been told that. And so, of course, I like melted and then continued to like put up with the crap. But it's very, when you are hindsight, you look back and you're like, interesting.
He felt you pulling
it's like
away.
A game of chess.
He hit you with the "I love you." Got
they sacrificed
2 more years
pieces.
out of you. It's crazy how wording things just the right way can just like completely like sweep you up. Like you got swept up in the word "I love you," and I guarantee you, Anonymous, you got swept up in the word "soulmate."
Yeah,
because there's a lot of power behind those words, and soulmate means like you're the only person for each. God made him for you and you for him. And like, there's so much pressure that comes with that word. And it's wild to me that he used that word with you when he knew that he didn't love you. Yeah.
I can't stand him.
I hate him.
I can't stand him.
I won't even call him his fake name. He doesn't even deserve the word Dan. He's a Jasper.
He's a Jasper.
He's a Jasper.
Please keep us posted on this. And
Ooh,
we're
an update would be good.
we would love an update. We're wishing you all the best. Know your worth, girl. This guy is not it.
You're better.
The first time I saw this photo, I'm like, oh my gosh, their chemistry. They look so cute. And now when I look at him, I'm like, ew.
Gross.
Ew.
Blech.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and end with a dad joke.
Yeah, that was an extra long one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I liked it.
If you guys have...
Not that I like that you're going through that, but I felt like it was like a juicy, long story.
Yeah, if you guys have crazy colleague stories, send them in because that was a juicy one.
That was juicy. I think I've done this one before, so I got 2 just in case I repeated.
Okay.
But I think it's funny. How do you organize a space party?
I don't know.
You plan it.
Damn it.
Have I said that one before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then I'm not going
I
to say
don't think so. Good job, Taryne. That was really good.
Thanks.
Guys, if you made it to the dad joke, you already know the drill. We love you the mostest. If you have Jasper stories, send them in because we want to put Jasper on blast. If you have a story that you want read on this podcast that you would like advice on, please send them to, what's the email, Taryne?
Advice unsolicitedpod@gmail.com.
Check out our socials and check out our premium subscription service, and we'll talk to you soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.